So it is official, the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs will face in the NBA Finals, a rematch of the 1999 Finals in which the Spurs won 4-1 27 years ago, and a rematch of the NBA Cup in which the Knicks ultimately defeated the Spurs. I think we're in for a great match. The Knicks have had one of the greatest runs in NBA playoff history so far. They've won 11 straight playoff games. They swept 2 straight series. I mean, they've been unbeatable, and when it seems like they could just win right now and win 4 straight. But the San Antonio Spurs have also had a great run themselves. In year 3 of the Wemby era, they've taken down the reigning champ Thunder. Wemby looks amazing. He won Defensive Player of the Year. I think that this is going to be a very good series. But I feel like the Knicks and the Spurs are on opposite ends of the spectrum. The Knicks are the more older, more veteran-style team. This is year 4 of the Brunson experiment, and expectation-wise, they were expected to be in this position to win the finals, or at least get to the finals. Meanwhile, the Spurs in only year 3 of the Wemby era, they just beat the reigning champ Thunder. Wemby's won Defensive Player of the Year, the first unanimous player to ever do so, and they look amazing. I mean, most of their players are in their early 20s, but it seems like they've been in the league for a long time. But I think this series comes down to a few factors for each team. For the Knicks, for example, you have to manage to get Wembanyama off the court. You have to pressure him, get the ball out of his hands, deny him, whatever. But you have to make sure he's not playing, because statistically, the Spurs are a way worse team without him. They're still a good team, but with him on the court, he gives him such a presence underneath and such a matchup problem that when he's not playing, again, the Spurs are not the same. And as for the Spurs, you have to manage to slow down this Knicks offense to even give yourself a chance. They have been statistically one of the best offenses that we've seen within the last 20 years in the playoffs. But in order to slow them down, it's going to take more than just stopping Jalen Brunson. And I don't think you can really stop him, but in a sense, just try and contain what he can do. But not just him. You have Karl-Anthony Towns, who's been almost the focal point as the point center for this Knicks team since Game 4 of the Atlanta series in the first round. You have OG Anunoby averaging over 20 a game. You have Mikal Bridges, who's shooting over 70% from the mid-range. And, of course, you have Josh Hart, who, if he gets hot from 3, this Knicks offense is essentially unbeatable. So with that being said, it's going to be a very close match. I don't expect any game to be a blowout. But not just the starting lineups, I think, are a major factor, but the bench scoring is going to be important. The Knicks and the Spurs are very close when it comes to averaging points from their bench guys and their usage. The Spurs bench is averaging just under 33 points per game at 32.6 in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Knicks are just under 32 with 31.3. So they're very evenly matched. Again, like I just said, I fully expect these games to be very close within themselves. But I honestly think this series comes down to 2 particular players, one from the Knicks and the Spurs. I think it's between Victor Wembanyama and Karl-Anthony Towns. If those 2 players have a really good series for each of their teams, at minimum, it's going to go to 7 games. When Cat is on his game, he is essentially, like I said, the point center. He's the focal point. He's going to pass, rebound at a high level. He's one of the best shooters right now in the playoffs, even when he first started. I mean, he's been amazing. And with Victor Wembanyama, he controls the rebounds. We all know how great defensively he is. He can take outside jump shots. The Knicks and the Spurs have to do everything in their power to make life uncomfortable for these 2 in order to slow down what each team is giving them. Like I said before, each team, they're very similar in their bench, in their scoring, their coaching. I think it's going to be a really good matchup, but I fully expect the Knicks to take this series. I ultimately think that I could just trust their guys more all around 1 through 10, their rotations, their star power. And I think the Knicks are going to get their get back for the 99 finals 27 years later and win their first NBA championship in over 50 years. And I got to be honest, I lost track now. Can they just win the championship?